Welcome back to this Lenten devotional series based on Mark's Gospel. For day 8, we'll read Mark 9:33 to 37. And they came to Capernaum, and when he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you arguing about on the way?" But they kept silent, for on the way they had argued with one another about who was the greatest. And he sat down and called the 12, and he said to them, "If anyone would be first, he must be last of all and servant of all." And he put a child in their midst, and took the child in his arms. And he said to them, "Whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me welcomes not me, but him who sent me." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. The boss walks into the break room just as the discussion turns to the lousy working conditions, and suddenly silence falls. You know how it is. There's silence, and then there's silence, awkward silence. Guess what sort of silence fell when Jesus asked his disciples what they had been arguing about that day? Because they'd been arguing about which of them was greatest. And they did so right after Jesus had told them how he must go to the cross. Wow, talk about not getting it. Jesus told them he had to go to the cross, and then they did him the favor of demonstrating yet again why it was so absolutely essential. Not just because of the worst they did, but because they tried to make even the best they did as his disciples about themselves. And if you think disciples have changed, think again. Did you notice how Jesus responded? Not by criticizing their desire for greatness, but by describing another type of greatness, his type. He said, "If you want to be first, then you must be last of all and the servant of all." Wow, that's different, but no different from how Jesus lived every day. He didn't need to make himself seem great by hanging out with VIPs. Instead, he hung out with those at the bottom, lepers and tax collectors and prostitutes, and he served them and valued them. Talk about a different kind of greatness. Then he took a little child in his arms. In our day, we often make much of children, but not in Jesus' day, and especially not men. Children were left to women or servants. Men were supposed to be about important things. That's how you appeared great. But Jesus said, "Whoever welcomes one such child welcomes me." We move toward Jesus' kind of greatness when we bring blessing not to those who can bless us, but to those who have nothing to return, to those the world deems insignificant. Those are the steps to greatness. Learn to serve and bless the least. And where would such a journey to greatness start? There's only one place it can start, at the cross, because it was there that Jesus served us and loved us even to death. So now we can serve and love as he did, which is the true greatness to which he has called us. Here are a couple of questions to ponder as you look back over these verses. Who is the greatest Christian you have personally known? Describe his or her greatness. Why didn't Jesus criticize his disciples for desiring greatness in the first place? How does serving others and focusing on those everyone else writes off, how does that show Jesus' kind of greatness? God bless you.